There are many honors in the game of archery, whether you're talking about an Olympic medal, a world championship medal, induction into the Hall of Fame of archery. None of these things quite compares to being able to ride the elk in Reading. And here's a man who's done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you world champion and Reading champion, Steve Anderson.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I was wondering where you're going with that, George.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, it feels like a long time ago, and it kind of was, but yeah, I did get to ride that elk once upon a time, and it was really cool. Reading's a really special tournament, I think, for all of archery, and anyone who hasn't done it needs to put it on their bucket list.
So many of the guys in our circles, they build up and build up and build up and get ready for Reading. They have the orange dots on their desk at work. They have, they're thinking about it, they're breathing it. Guys like Zach Kurtzals.
I was just shooting outside with Zach during our lunch break. He made a target board that had each of the Reading dots on there, and we went outside and we're getting sight marks. So the preparation has started.
Yeah, one of the unique aspects of Reading is you never know quite what the weather's going to be, but it's generally binary, right? You got one or another condition, generally.
Yeah, last year we had 4 days of rain, basically.
And some years it's 4 days of heat.
Yeah, some days it's really warm, some years it gets windy, but it's conditions based. It's a variable tournament, it's outdoors, it's uphills, downhills, side hills, different distances, targets, 3 to 101 yards, and it's a lot of fun.
So what does it take to win that thing?
You've got to be really good as an archer for 3 days, and your equipment has to be prepped to match that. So there's a lot of guys who are capable of shooting good enough to win it, but generally they can't extract the maximum amount of their setup, or they don't make, they have a couple shots here or there that get loose on them, and that's really all it takes. So then there's always going to be a little bit of luck involved too. Where you start on the course, where the weather does or doesn't hit you, that can all have a little bit of an effect on it as well. So,
within reason, recognizing that there's an element of the cut. That's the biggest issue, of course. Your removal of distance for your angles. Within reason, you can treat it like a target tournament to some degree, right? Or am I being naive?
I would say it's pretty forgiving on cuts. There are a few here and there. If you were in there unprepared, you'd have no problem shooting it. One, the group you're shooting with will always be helpful in giving you the cut, or
part of the camaraderie of the event, yeah?
Two, none of them are super extreme to where it goes off of the norm. Yeah. So, if you were to range something and it said 55 yards, cut it a half yard, you'd be really safe doing that. Yeah. It's only when you get in the 10 to 12% cuts where things start to get a little more technical, and you really have to have practiced that and understand what it is. So when you're shooting a 55-yard target and now you're cutting 5 yards off, there's always more to it than just what the rangefinder is going to tell you, because there's a lot of other factors that come into play with that.
It's that combination of fun and camaraderie and just the challenge that has kept people coming back to the Western Classic Reading Trail Shoot for decades now.
Yeah, it's been going on a long time. Same club hosting it. The Notorious Bigfoot target's been there a lot longer than I've been in archery, and it will be around a lot longer than I'm out of here.
Long enough for us to see that a beer sponsor is no longer allowed on the target. What does it carry? What is it? It's like Hawaiian Punch, or what is it? Pepsi, something like. It used to be beer. It's challenging. It's fun, and it's a highlight not just for the Western United States shooters, but shooters from all over the world coming to Reading now.
And it's different types of fun. What's the fun where it's fun to talk about afterwards? Is that the type 2 fun, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's that way when the rain gets to going, but no, Reading is a tournament. We call it Reading, the Western Classic Trail Shoot. It's a tournament you got to hit, and it's put on by Straight Arrow bow hunters, and they do a really good job of hosting a ton of people, and make sure you're one of those people someday.
I'm George Tekmitchov with Steve Anderson. We'll see you again soon.